Welcome to Java in Programming series at VIT. I'm Dr. Ishwan Dongre. In session 4, we are going to cover arrays in Java. These are contents to be covered in this session. Introduction to arrays, array advantages and its disadvantages, types of arrays, array declaration, creation and initialization, again array of arrays, then array and associated class and length of array. Basically, what is arrays? An array is collection of similar types of data. Arrays are used to store multiple values in single variable instead of declaring separate variable for each value. Additionally, the element of arrays are stored in contiguous memory location, holds fixed number of values, determines a time of array declaration. Array index always start from 0, 1 initialize array of size of array cannot be changed. Single variable, for example 1, will take a single memory location, but array have indexes and have values. Indexes, for example 0, 1, 2, 3, these are indexes, and its value at that particular location, values, any value can be stored. So that, for example, at the location of 0, 1 is stored, at 1, 3 is stored, and so on. What are the applications of arrays in Java? So that arrays can be used to implement stack and queue data structures. Arrays are good implement vectors and lists. CPU scheduling algorithm can be implemented using array. Various mathematical problems like matrix can be easily and efficiently solved with the help of array data structure. The heap, map, set use the binary search tree and the balanced binary tree. These trees can also be implemented using arrays. Matrix operation can be implemented using arrays. Arrays can be used in speech processing where every speech signal is an array. Two-dimensional array, 2D, also called as matrix, is used in image processing. Code optimization is possible with the help of arrays. It makes the code optimized. We can retrieve or sort the data efficiently. Random access, we can get any data located at an any index position. Major disadvantage of array is size limit. Once we will declare a size at the time of creation of array or declaration of it, we cannot change the size, so that we can store only the fixed size of elements in array. It does not go its size at runtime. Just Java cannot store heterogeneous data, it can only store single type of primitives. Types of arrays in Java. Single dimensional array, that is one dimensional array, means it is just sequence of the particular data type values. And two dimensional arrays are like tables for two dimensional array and so on. In a two dimensional array, if you see, first dimension have some length n and second dimension of have length m, so that we have m into n elements in such array. In single dimensional array, for example 0 to 8 are indicating the indices of array, and its value are any integer value if it is a array of integer, so that 40, 55, any kind of any value we can store to the fixed location 0 to 8. For example, array length here is 9 and first index of this is 0 and last index is 8. For example, say what is the value of array at indices or index 4. Index 4 value is 22. So that in multi-dimensional array for to the one dimension you can say it as a columns, and for one dimension it is a row. For example, this is 3 into 3 array, means 3 is for one dimension, 3 is for another dimension. How to declare an array in Java? In the Java, here is how we can declare an array. Very first you need to mention data type and array name. Then data type array name or data type array name. This bracket may be after data type or before variable or after variable, but this bracket indicates this is a array value. Data type, it can be a primitive data type like integer, character, double, byte, and Java objects array name, it is an identifier. For example, double, I would like to create array of double data type, so that I can declare this statement as double, this bracket, square bracket, starting and ending or opening and closing square bracket, and then data and semicolon. How to allocate memory to array? To define the number of elements that an array can hold, we have to allocate memory for the Java in array in Java. For example, declare an array of data type double, then allocate memory, like first statement is a declaration and another statement is allocation. So that in second step you are declaring memory for allocating memory for 10 elements using statement data equal to new double of 10 size. In Java, we can declare and allocate the memory of array in one single statement. For example, instead of using two statements, we can have this single statement for declaration and allocation of memory to array element. So that, for example, double bracket data equal to new double of size 10. Then how to initialize the element in array? So that declare and initialize an array. So that declaration is like integer, that is square bracket, then age equal to age is variable, and then for example I would like to store 5 elements like 12, 4, 5, 5, these are element. So that in a bracket you have to put the element with a semicolon, sorry, comma separated element you have to insert. Then integer age equal to new integer 5, so that here 5 elements can be inserted, and we can initialize the element using age of 0 is 12, age of 1 is 4, age of 2 is 5, and so on. So that 5 elements are there, so that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 5 elements we can initialize. So that in this way, this will see in a memory like age of 0 is 12, age of 1 is 4, age of 2 is 5, age of 3 is 2, and age of 4 is 5. So that array declaration, creation and initialization can be possible in a single line, so that in this way we can do it. Integer square bracket x equal to new integer 3 and x equal to 0, x of 0 is 10, x of 1 is 20, x of 2 is 30. All this can be done in a single line, like integer x integer square bracket x equal to 10, 20, 30, like that. These three elements we can put into the array. Similarly, like integer in character array also, you can have the element in single line. You can declare character of array ch equal to a e I o u but these are character elements, so that you have to put into the single quote. For a string array, you can have string square bracket fruits equal to apple, orange, banana, but these elements you need to put into the double quote as they are string. Array bounds and checking. Whenever array is accessed, the index is checked to ensure that it is within the bounds of the array. Attempt to access an array element outside the bound of the array will cause an array index out of bound exception to be thrown. So that, for example, I am declaring integer sequence the integer 5, and you are trying to put the element sixth element in that particular variable, so that this will fetch the array index out of bound exception. Even your index should be a whole number or integer number. If you try to put it to double, this cannot convert from double to integer. Even -1 is also array index out of bound. So that how to access element of an array, we can access the element of array using the integer number. So that example access array elements, like let us try this example in Eclipse. So that in the example we will declare a class and have a public static void main method with argument array of string type. Here we will create a array of 5 elements, like integer age with these 5 elements, and we can access this element, first element, second element, third element, fourth, fifth, 0 to 4. Let us see this example in Eclipse. Let us have. Use this similar project, same project, JPS Java in programming series, and in src folder add new Java class. Say this is as my arrays, include public static void main also. So that simply declare integer of age. Okay, very first this is a declaration. This is declaration of variable is age variable of type integer, declaration of array variable age of type integer. So that in next step we can have this declaration of its size, age equal to integer of, for say, 5 size. Hence here declaration with a size. This is allocation of memory allocation of memory here. Even though this can be done in a single line, instead of separate allocation to memory, we can have this statement like we can have some 10, 20, 50, 60, so that here we have declared array of 5 cells and along with elements like total we will have some 5 elements. Let us have access these elements through the location like a system out alien say first element is at 0. Similarly, all element we will access is second element at location 1, third element at location 2, fourth element location 3, fifth element at location 4. Let us see. See all elements printed. Even you may try like one more statement with element at some sixth location, say sixth element is of say 5, so that run this. Here you will get 5 is array index out of bound. See, array index out of bound exception. Exception is range. Even though you may try something different like a 2.5, will it accept? No. This will give error of unresolved compilation problem, cannot convert from double to integer because this is a double and array index is compulsory integer. Even you can try negative number -1. This will also give error like array index out of bound. See, array index out of bound exception at the line number 70. So that in this way your array index will not be allowed with non-integer numbers as well as negative numbers. Here we have, in previous program we have used separate line, separate index for accessing the elements. Instead of it, we can go through the loops to access the element. For example, say we can use the loop for integer x equal to start with 0, x is less than, say we have array sizes of 5, so that up to 5, and then x plus plus every time increase it by 1, and say this is kind of first element. To say first element, first element is, say here again we use x, there first element is 12, second is 20, third is 50, fourth is 60, this. But in case of so many big loops, we might have unaware of these values, so that we can have option of age dot, there is a length parameter, so that total length will be get, so that here 1 2 3 4 5 length can use, so that this statement you can use for the getting the length of the array. So see, in this way we are able to print using the loop all the elements, all the array elements. For each loop for an array, the Java for each loop prints the array's element one by one. It holds an array element in a variable, then executes the body of the loop. The syntax of the each loop is given below. For example, for data type variable and array. In this way also you can iterate through the loops, iterate through the all elements using the loops. In this way also you can iterate through the loops, so that value will be into the a and all element will get travels, so that integer a colon age, this is syntax, so that this is called as for each loop, for each loop. So that let us run this into the Eclipse. So that again we will have integer of age equal to like 20, 30, 40, 50. These are elements, and we'll print using for each loop system out earlier. Print array element using for each. And say for integer x colon age, so that value of every index of age will come into the x, and just write system out dot print ln simple x you have to print. Let us see, let us check the output. See, print array elements using for each loop, and elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Array initialization, for example, in this way, these are various ways to have array initialization. Some are correct, some are wrong. Very first, integer x equal to new integer. It is just like a compilation error here. We will receive, so that this is wrong. So that integer x equal to new integer 0, valid, but 0 size element will be given. There is no use of it, because in 0 element we cannot insert any element. Then integer x, array of integer x equal to new integer -3. This will not be a correct statement. This will give negative array size exception. So that integer x equal to new integer a, this is valid. Then byte b equal to 20, and here you can have integer x equal to new integer b. This is also valid. Short is also okay. Short s equal to 30, and integer x equal to new integer yes, this is also valid. This statement number 4, 5, 6, we will see how they are working or why they are not working. 3, 4, 5, 6. Also integer x equal to new integer 10l. Long number is not possible. Array size is working up to the double. Sorry, integer only. Just check what will happen. All statement we will execute. Let us start with first. First is like integer y equal to integer see unresolved compilation problem, and variable must provide either dimension expression or array initializer. Means this will not allow. So that we have second statement as initialization with 0 size. Yeah, 0 size is taken. Okay, this part we will put into comment. But can we allocate memory? Sorry, element to this y of first element equal to see array index out of bound 0 is not available. This location is not available, means 0 size y means there is no meaning to this statement. This will get compiled, but at runtime this will show array index out of bound. Array index will get checked at the time of runtime. Compilation time array index will not be checked. Then next statement is assignment with a negative array. Will it be possible? -3. What will happen? Assign with this and check starting allocation of the element. See again, negative array size index. Negative array size exception. Negative array size is not. But if you see, there is no red underline over there statement, so that compilation doesn't have problem. This problem is in exception, means that this is at the runtime. Runtime this will get resolved. At runtime, not compile time. Compile time this is compiling, but at runtime checking for the. Then try to give character as array size. See, this is declaring as well as taking element at 0 location, so that SC value of A will get allocated. XA value of A will get allocated, so that up to XA value this will take the elements, for example 0, something 44, something 50, so that try for the next statement. Check the byte values and float values are considered or not, so that declare here byte b equal to 25, so that will it taking byte b, size as byte b, yes it is taking, so that byte is 25. 25 means up to maximum 24 value could be taken. At a 24 location we can have this value. Check the either it is giving 20 as output or not. Y of 24 you are assigning is 20, so that giving 20 value, so that check for 25, this must give exception. 25 means maximum up to 0 to 24 means 25 size is given. This is working for the byte also, so that check for short. At location of 21 put the value something and then checking, either printing 21. Zero is given, so that what will happen if y24 location is not assigned any value, what will happen, so that let us check in the loop for only 21 location is assigned with values, but we are checking for all values at one location, so that for each we will use for each integer x colon y values we will take, and that x we will print. Check for the other, so that here 24 values are there, only at the location of 21 20 is given, or something odd figure we will enter. 755 is there at a 21 location, but rest of locations are not assigned any value, so that check what value program will return, so that all remaining locations are assigned with a zero value, will get initialized with zero values. So that at the last you check for the L, this is working or not. This is long number, hundred L location. We are trying, but this will give the error like unresolved compilation problem, like a type mismatch cannot convert from long to integer, because default array size will be integer, so that conversion from this long to integer is not possible. So that in multidimensional array is an array of arrays. Each element of multidimensional array is an array of array itself. For example, integer double bracket a means a is of arrays of array, equal to new integer 3 4 means 3 will be row. First element indicates these are the rows, and second indicates it is a column. So that second type, second have means we have array of 4 initially. 4 element array will be there, and such a 4 elements will be in a group of 3. First 4, second 4, third 4. First element 4 element of array, second 4 element of array, third 4 element of array. In second index indicates it is a again array, and array total 3 array we are putting into the array in this way. In this way we can declare a multidimensional array like integer double bracket x, integer double bracket x, integer x double bracket, integer bracket again bracket x, integer bracket x bracket, integer bracket x bracket. In this way we can declare. Only thing is, if you declare in this way, will give compilation error. Initially integer bracket ab means a is one dimensional, b is single dimensional, both are the single dimensional. In this case, integer array of array a means a is of double array, and B is single dimensional array. Then integer bracket, then A bracket, and then B bracket again, so that A is of double dimensional, B is also double dimensional. Similarly, integer bracket A and simply B, so that A is of double dimensional, B is also double dimensional. Again, integer bracket A, B bracket. In this case, here we have A is double dimensional and B is a triple dimensional. But while declaring triple dimensional, if you indicate this with like integer bracket A and bracket B, so that compilation error will be arise in this case. In the array initialization example, take x as integer, so that integer bracket x equal to new integer of 3, so that system out println x, if you try to print, so that x array, its object values or its location value will get print. In case of if you want to print values at that location, you mention the index at the particular location, so that system of println x of 0, it is x of 0. Then integer x equal to new integer of value 2 and of size 2 and 3, so that in this case you can have system of println x, again will print the object value. Then system of println x of 0 means x of 0 is stored at some location, that location value will get printed. Exact element value at x of 0 will get 0. Again, like a previous example, if we have declared arrays and we don't have assign any values, and if you try to access it, it will give 0 values. But in double dimensional array case, you will get return null values, because default null will get assigned to the particular location. So that, for example, integer double bracket x equal to new integer 2 and empty bracket. In this case, if you try to print using system out println x, you will get variable location value, that is something like this, and system out println x of 0, if you try to print, you will get null, and also system out println x of 0, again you will get a null value at that location. Then array of arrays, single dimensional, double dimension, or third dimension, that is different, and array of arrays is different concept. So that data type of double array name you have to provide equal to new data type with size of the array in bracket, so that this will give you structure like columns and arrays. For example, integer student with a double array equal to new integer with a 4 size, so that for 4 total student 0, 1, 2, 3 locations will be available. These are indices, and to every location you can assign the statement like equal to new integer array of elements like, for example, 44, 55, 66, 77. Also, for the another integer you can have some different values. For example, new integer of array is 38. Again, new integer of with any values like 87, 80, 97. again with a new integer of 68, 78, 88, so that it is not mandatory to have every array element in a array have similar elements, so that one array in the array will be, in the case of arrays of array, will have some different elements in every array declaration. Or you can declare in this way also, like a data type of double dimensional array with array name, like a first array element is element of element, then another have some different elements, next array inside that array will have some different elements, so that in this case you can declare at the time of declaration only, so that integer double array with the student equal to, first array will be of 44, 55, 66 and 77, another second array with only single element at 38, third array can be of two element like 80, 90, and fourth array can have only three elements, and of these arrays you can put the all these arrays into the array of student, so that these are total 10 statements, some are valid and some are invalid. First statement, like a integer a array equal to new integer of array, but if you declare in this way, this is a invalid declaration. In previous example we have run this example and it is invalid, so that this declaration, this single line declaration, we have to declare size at the time of declaration only. You have to indicate size of that array, so that second statement is a valid. Integer array of a equal to new integer with size of 3, this is valid. Then integer array a equal to new integer, again double bracket means arrays of array, so that again it is invalid because you are not mentioning size of this double array here. Fourth statement is like this is double array of a with size of 3, so that this is valid statement. Also, if you mention second dimension of particular that double array with the value, this will this is invalid, because in second dimension you cannot mention the size of all arrays fixed size, because it is a dynamic size. Any element you can assign to the particular array, so that first location of double array is valid, only second location if you mention it is invalid. Also you can mention the size of the both the array, like third at first location, fourth at second location, this is also valid. If you have array of array of array and all location you are mentioning with size, it is valid. If it is a third dimension array or array of array and last location if you are keeping as empty, it is valid. But if you are mentioning on first and last location and keeping middle location invalid, it is a not accepted. And if you are making first location as empty and second and third is invalid. See, array of array example, so that write a class and write a public static void main, so that integer double array of student equal to new integer of size 4 array and second position is empty, this is valid. And now assign this, means total in the array of student you are putting total array 4 array of the students. First array of array 0, this is elements. Second array means array of array, this is also array element, and this is in array element you are putting the array, so that this is difficult example. We must run this and let us try this. For each, here also we can print this like a integer of array. You get it from student to array. Every array will get into the every array of student will get into the ARR. Again inside it, get ARR, every ARR into the n. System out println here n, so that your every element will get printed. Very fantastic and very interesting example this. So that array of array example, let us have array of array example. Better is to get new class array of array public static void main array of array, so that I have to have integer with array of array here student equal to new integer array, 4 arrays of array. Again 4 arrays of student I have available, so that student of 0 have equal to, for example, say new again integer of so that new integer with size, and these elements are like something 10, 20, 30 and 40 element of array of 4 elements I have, so that these elements go into the student of 0. And also I can have like control C, control V, at location 1 it will be of 51 element I can have here. Then here I can have again 1 2 3 2, so that 60 comma 70. Then at the last location of student array, means it is last location is 3 because it is of size 4, so that this can be of 8 9 10 11 12 like that. So that here 4 elements are fixed of student, but in that 4 element this is should be dynamic. First location can have 4 elements, second location can have 1 element, these have 2 elements, these have 5 elements. So that take print using the for each. For each is a, say, integer elements are there, so that integer a from student here. Again we will go like this. For student element will go into the A, and this A will be into the, we will get into the B, and for each element of A. Now print all these like system dot out dot println simply print B here, so that let us give little bit gap here between every element. And for each student array you can have separate line string out int boolean. Let us print this. Four element, one element, total four elements, total single element, total two elements, and total five elements. So that using for each array concept in Java, you can print the all element of the arrays of arrays. So that this is very good example. So that next is array and associated class. We can have declaration like integer array of a equal to new integer of 3 element, and you can have print the system out println x dot get class dot get name. So that we will print this declare array and array dot get class dot get name. We can have this also. Get class dot get name will be string. Something this will be displayed, so that this is not x, it's a, in this way it is printed. If it is simple array, will be bracket and this. If it is a double, this will be the C. In our case, we have received double open bracket and this. So that these are the arrays and associated class. Primitive array, if you declare primitive array of Boolean array, so that its primitive class is opening bracket with capital Z. This is a associated class. In the case of integer, we have declared student at integer array, and it was like a associated class was opening bracket with capital I. But our student array was a double array, means array of array, integer double bracket, then student we have declared, so that our output was double opening bracket with I. If you see here again, confirm this, see this opening bracket and then I. This is associated array and this is a predefined in the compiler, so that byte, if you declare, if your declaration is like a byte, then it is of associated class is the opening bracket with capital B. If your primitive array is of short, then its associated class is a opening bracket with a capital S. Integer, we have seen integer, this is symbolic. See, boolean का z capital is taken, byte का b capital is taken, shorts s capital is taken, integer is I capital is taken, long, if your array is of long, so that class associated class with is your opening bracket with capital J, floating f is indicated, for double d is indicated, for character array c is indicated, for object of array, so that complete this will get class of opening bracket l java dot lang dot object, this will get indicated. Length parameter already we have used, array dot length, it will give total element in the array, so that for example integer x with array equal to new integer of 5, total 5 size, so that system out println x dot length, if you try will not work, x dot length, second statement will get executed, length is not function, length is just operator, so that operator you can use here, x dot length, output is, you will see here is 5. Then string name is given, for example string name here is given Yashwant, system out println name dot length, in this case length operator will not work, length method you have to execute, so that about a string length method will work, about a primitive data type length operator you have to use, length method will not be useful. In the summary of this session, we have seen arrays, its advantages, disadvantages, then types of arrays declaration, creation, initialization, then concept of arrays, concept of arrays and its associated class, so that in next session we will see operators in the Java. Thank you.